Hi everyone, I'm Evie. In this video, we are going to talk about the first topic of this Module 2, Understanding Children. So in this Module 2.1 is about the stages of child development. This module is one of the important parts as it contains a lot of essential knowledge related to child development. It equips you with an understanding to answer most of your questions or doubts, such as why do children behave in this way? How can we facilitate them in their improvement? When can we expect the progress? As well as what sources that provide this information. So there are 5 developmental areas in overall. They are physical, cognitive, language, social, emotional, and creativity development. So in this part, we will be focusing on the 2 developmental areas. They are physical and cognitive development, which is more relevant to swimming and your teaching. Of course, the other area we will also briefly cover in the later part. So first of all, what does that mean, the physical development? Physical development is a focus area that involves both gross and fine motor skill. You might not aware it, but these 2 muscle groups play a significant role in nearly all of our movement. So physical development describes the process of developing control over the whole body, the body muscle, and the body coordination. It relates to the growth and skill development in our body, including our brain and the senses as well. Now, what is a gross motor skill? Gross motor skill involves the movement whereby we move the large muscle in the body, like our arms and legs. It involves balancing, stability with movement like kicking, running, hopping, skipping, throwing, catching, and galloping. Secondly, the fine motor skill. What does it mean? Fine motor skill involves using and coordinating the small muscle in the hand and wrist. So the ability to self-help and manipulate small objects such as using scissors, writing tools which involve grasping skill, dapping or scooping. So when we understand further on how these movements form and which muscle involved in certain movement, we can know that where all the muscle and skill come from. Some won't develop naturally. If we could nurture them better in a certain way, they can develop faster and better. In another word, based on the understanding on physical development, we're able to do observation and assessment based on your student physical performance and, of course, follow the age-appropriate assessment criteria from planning your lesson, your activities. What about swimming? Is swimming involve gross and fine motor skill? Yes, of course. All students require a good balancing, coordination in controlling their body, and do it in a correct way. It also includes the way they use and collaborate the equipments together with the stroke, kicking with the board, fins, or even putting on props like buckle up, life jacket, and etc. Here, Bring In a study claimed that children who learn to swim tend to develop both fine and gross motor skill can faster than other non-swimming peers. So in this study mentioned that children who learn to swim before the age of 5 had better balancing than children who could not swim. They were also better at coloring inside the lines and using scissors to cut paper. So based on this study, we know that the advantage of learning to swim not only benefit in swimming, but also helping the child to develop in overall development, such as their physical and cognitive, social, emotional, and etc. Next, we are going to explain further on the cognitive development. Anyone have any idea of what is cognitive development? Or we call it as intelligence. Cognitive development refers to the process of growth and change in a person thinking, reasoning, problem solving, memory, language, and other mental abilities. So for swimming instructor, why do you need to understand the cognitive development at these stages? Because once you have developed an understanding towards how the cognitive development form and the developmental stages in students, cognitive in different age group, can significantly help you in planning your lesson and activities well. To make your lesson effective and more aligned with your age group of students, and most importantly, setting a proper expectation on your student to avoid over-expecting on their ability. And you will be able to identify which area and how to improve can make great impact in your teaching and building a positive learning environment. When we talk about cognitive development, right, we'll always introduce Jean Piaget cognitive development theory. So why introduce theory to all of you is because theory often answering our questions in terms of the child cognitive development, how their cognitive develop, and when will they develop and why in this way. So in Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development, he claims that the intelligence changes as children grow from time to time. So what is cognitive development? Is that means how smart the child is? A child cognitive development is not just about understanding the knowledge from a book. In fact, to develop the understanding of the world. And here is the important key where it says the cognitive development happens through the interaction between their nature ability and nurture, which is the environment factor. This is how their cognitive development forms. In Jean Piaget cognitive development theory, he has come out the 4 stages of cognitive development from the age 0 to 12 years old and above. In the first stage of this theory, explained that from age 0 to 2, children are typically in the sensory motor stage, whereby they learn through their sensory and motor interaction with their surroundings. Secondly, from age 2 to 7 years old are in the stage of pre-operational. They begin to develop language and understanding towards the symbolic. They learn best with concrete object and the ego. They learn best through imitation, and he will believe those non-living things are alive, have feelings. For example, their toys, dolls. So in the third stage, in the concrete operational, children in the stage where they can think logically and understand how conversation works. They can understand concepts through real experiences. Lastly, the formal operational stage, where children in this stage are more advanced than the concrete operational stage, which they can understand hypothetical, abstract thinking and understand cause and effect and etc. Here is the more detailed explanation in the stage of sensory motor from age 0 to 2. They learn through sensory and motor interactions. The consequences like sound between the object, things fall, water spill, and they learn how things work through their action. In this stage, some of you might realize they will keep throwing things on the floor repeatedly. Once you have developed the understanding on the milestones and these stages, you will know that they are experiencing the learning process. Then you can figure out how you can help them better in mastering the skill faster by giving as much opportunity as possible, like tools for them to practice more instead of showing tantrum to them. Secondly, in the stage of pre-operational, as what we have mentioned just now, they begin to develop language and start to think symbolically. They learn best with concrete object support. They learn best through imitation and tend to believe non-living things are alive. So based on this understanding, how we can educate them to a positive behavioral with this criteria. Instead of forcing them, you could guide them in alternative way, using their imitation ability, cooperate with those dolls, toys, lead them to a more positive behavior. Also incorporating with the symbol, make them understand which behavior is encouraged and which is not, as well as helping them in overcoming the egocentric stage as well by using the toys and dolls. Come to the third stage of development, children begin to understand the concept of conversation. They can proceed logical thinking and reasoning through real-time observation and direct experiences, including the concept of mass, volume, numbers still remain the same even when the apparent or arrangement change. Last stage of this theory, formal operational stage, between age from 12 years old and above. So in this stage, their cognitive level are much more advanced compared to concrete operational stage. They equip with the ability to understand abstract thinking, hypothetical logical reasoning, problem-solving reasoning, as well as thinking about possibility from different aspects. So in summary, the impact of development on learning and swimming abilities, including their concentration skill, memories, problem-solving skill, and how they digest the knowledge in the learning process to learn to swim into practical way. Come to the physical development. Swimming involves the body muscle strength. Of course, endurance, coordination in overall, such as hand-eye coordination, both fine and gross motor skill. These are all can be contribute to a personal ability to swim. Next will be the social emotional development. Although we never touched deeply into this part in this video, but it is related to the ability to handle criticism, how to deal with frustration, resilience skill, overcoming challenges, and stay motivated. So these are all involved in social and emotional aspect. Lastly, sensory development. Swimming also about sensory. It is because it involves the awareness of spaces and balancing when we perform the swimming skill in the water. Alright, so this video has come to the end. I hope you all gain some knowledge and understanding towards the cognitive development as well as the physical development stages, and it can benefit to your teaching method. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.